competition and a feeder competition there to the AFL.
You're the truest form of an athlete playing footy. You got to cover long distances, you got to be able to have endurance, be quick, athletic, sprint, be strong, and have skill at the same time. And I think that if you fancy yourself an athlete, this is a sport.
Well, everyone plays offense and defense, and everyone is a skilled player. You need to have reasonable endurance, reasonable speed, reasonable strength. There's no restrictions on how tall you need to be. Some guys can be, high 6 feet. Some people are in their 5'5", so it doesn't discriminate against anyone. Anyone can play. The thing that Americans would find particularly exciting about it is the fact that it's so fast-paced. The game's continuous, it doesn't stop, the game just continues to keep rolling.
Future of the game, I think that we need to get into more colleges. You look at a team like Minnesota and what they're able to do with college scholarships. Kids going over to Australia for a semester and then come back and they're helping with Minnesota's team. I think that's where our real development's going to come in, and I think we need to really foster the college game.
It's a sport that's really growing, not only in Australia but all around the world, and there's been a few signings of young American college players in the last few years that have made the transition to our sport and done really well.
So a wide range of ages and fitness levels, and it's really a sport for anybody.
So I looked up Aussie rules on YouTube and I thought it was really cool, and that's how I found out about it.
It brings together certain elements from all different sports. Sometimes you might not be the top 1% of a particular sport, but you can use what you know about that sport, and it all is applied very well in Aussie rules football.
Just check out if there's a club in your local area, and from my own experience, both Aussies and Americans in the club are really welcoming, and they took good care of me, so they'll definitely look out for you, and it's a good time.
Like Chrome's.
Myself can come over and I can bring people with me for the development of the game and the betterment. You have to develop those processes. So while we're developing standardisation among the umpires, we're also putting in a standardisation of coaching programs that's in alignment with the AFL back home. So that's being implemented, and the kick-off is in February next year for those guys. And hopefully, as you'll see over the next couple of years, that framework will come into place and the guys will be able to look after it themselves.
Hammer in place here in the middle of the ground. Here is Bill Roberts from Statewide Football.
And the ball comes out of the ruck, goes right to ground. Bunch of players going after it right now. LA starts front. Leahy gets out a handball, and then once again, player dispossessed, goes back to ground. Big battle for it, and the umpire will just call for it and say my ball. So he will pick it up and he will toss it up for grabs once again, as he does right now.
We've seen different colours. We'll throw it back, throw it forward, flip-flop. We've seen the different colouring in the umpires, lime green and yellow. Can you describe what that's all about in matches gone by?
Okay, so with the green jerseys, they're accredited umpires that have done a fair amount of football and now competent at this level. You find with the orange jerseys, they are new developing umpires, and it's to identify them and allow them to give them the time and the space to develop.
Bill Roberts.
And once again, they've got the ball. That is the Crows. Austin has it now, taking a nice hit, tip, and kicks off the ground, sits for him. He gets out of a tackle, is able to kick it now forward, and looking for a target. He's got him. That's a number 22, that's Stefan Barr. And he kicks it ahead now, looking for, not quite getting his intended target, but it does go to ground, and a bunch of players go for it, and it looks like that'll be balled up once again.
Strong signals there. Is it from umpire Adams? Is that one thing you've been big on as well?
Signalling is an important part of the process because it brings other players in the crowd into it and allows them to know what's going on the field.
Right.
And once again, Barr kicks it out, and it's actually taken by the Crows. Once again, Austin going in and intercept it. And he kicks it to the middle of the ground, giving chase. Picking it up there is a number 25, that's Paul Jackson. And right now the Crows pick it up. Here comes Austin once again. Kick into there, forward 50, looking for a target. Getting him, beautifully marked. 20, that's Timothy Christo. Shot so far.
Able to see the decisions.
And good positioning there by the forward pocket in front of the pack. If the ball drops short there, Billy, you normally get it.
And 34, who we actually don't have here, but he's got the shot. About 40-degree angle or so to the goals. Probably about 25 to 30 meters out. He's taking his run up right now. Gets boot to ball, and it's going to go across the face of goal. Marked right in front. That was gorgeous, and that was Christou once again. The question is he going to go around do the J curve, or will he try and just kick it out in front? Looks like he's going to try doing a little bit. And goal! Done to perfection. They call it the J curve. Obviously, after Crows have taken to a point.
Where has been the major area where umpiring has evolved, you believe? It's when it's had a weakness and it's got to look better. What has that been, that area here in the USA for football?
The level of consistency, it's one of the things we strive for at all levels of football, even at AFL. So being able to at the moment, that's the best way we can develop the game.
And up we go again. Take it away there, Bill.
Knocked out by Donald Lee of the Dragons, and right to ground. Lee tries to pick it up again, tries to make something happen with it. He's wrapped up, and the ball will be wrapped up, and so the umpire wraps himself up in his arms and says, okay, we'll ball this one up again.
And how do we get in contact? If you're standing on the outside looking in, and you think, yeah, I want to be in a different kind of colour out there.
First of all, you need to get involved with umpiring, so that way you'd be contacting the USAFL or the guys at the USAFL UA involved. Now, I'm involved from Australia from afar, obviously, but there's a lot of information we're providing now on portals to be able to allow people to have access to it from the clubs, which will give them direction and coaching as well as video that they're able to review as part of those coaching materials.
Take it away, Bill.
And the Crow did an inside 50, and then the ball came out and then came right back in, but we actually have a Crow on the ground right now getting up a little slowly, and a free kick is going to be assessed and given to the Dragons. That's number 17, that's Gary Green.
And of course, there's a lot of accreditation that actually goes on at the Nationals.
Back toward their forward 50. It's along the ground right now, juggle a little bit, does sit for him. He does pick it up, gets it to the boot though, lining up a target in front, and it is marked. Number 16 for the Austin Crows, that will be Jose Lopez. I'm sorry, actually the free kick was paid to Stefan Barr, number 22. And it looks like they're going to be just setting up the actual mark, making sure no one encroaches the mark. We've already had a few penalties given away on that account. So they're going to go back. And so, going to run short. Crows, their score now 2 straight 12, and LA yet to score.
And we talk about field umpires all the time. A lot of the focus is on the main on-field umpires. What about with regards to goal umpires?
Well, it's the same thing with goal umpires as well. And one thing with teamwork, the team on the ground, and the performance of their jobs, but also with the clubs. And goal umpires.
Ball back up for grabs in the center. He tries to stick it up. Actually going back now. He's trying to hit. And he's just going to wait for it. Actually grabs it right up his shoulder. Right there for the grab. Yeah, he's going to steps around the
line from themselves through that to where the line of the kick is. That gives him the position to run either left or right, depending, in that case there is the ball you saw skewed off to one side, to be able to adjudicate correctly.
Billy?
Throw in on the far wing, coming in right now. The Rucks will go to work, capped out by the Crows, and it looks like they've hit out to advantage. He does pick it up off the ground, and the Crows are in flight once again. And he does take the running bounce, and actually just gets it to the boot. Not quite the running bounce. I mean, it wasn't like the one you saw Courtney Dempsey do a few years ago, where he actually kicked it off the back of his boot and it went back over his head, right into his hand. But it's being wrapped up right now. Players there, and let's see what the adjudication is for that. Looks like a free kick. He's holding the ball, and the Crows will have it.
There's been a couple of situations across the weekend where Billy,
and once again the action is stopped here on the side as a kick is given to the Dragons, and they're moving once again. Del Campo sells the candy, nice little sidestep, and he delivers it right to the middle, and it goes off a couple of hands. Pursuit again headed for the near wing, and they bring it up through right now. He's just going to run, going to handball, almost marked, play on, calls the umpire, and he is hauled down. And got a holding the man and a tug of the jumper, and as a result, free kick is going to go.
And there was a situation we're talking about, so someone didn't agree with what went down there from the umpires, and then straight away?
No, in that case there, the ball was not to return directly to the player, but the free kick was just placed on the ground. Now in the rule books it states that's 50 metres straight away.
Comments from Doug Drinkwater. He's the man at the top at AFL Pathway. Very lucky to have him, and a man who's a believer in the US AFL and US footy. This is your third year, Doug.
Third year here, and always looking to come back as long as I can. But as I said, I don't want the umpires and the umpiring association here to be dependent upon myself, so hence why we're setting up the program as we are now.
Shot on goal, Bill.
James Drummond with it right now, and the kick that is going to hook left, and that'll be another single. So 3 singles for the LA Dragons. They have more scoring shots, but all the scoring shots have gone wide. So once again, checking the Black Chrome scoreboard, it's Austin's 2 straight 12, LA 3 behind 3.
There has been some pioneers though, the Jeff Persons of this world, the Millsies, who did the pioneering work in the beginning.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And look, at the end of the day, those guys need a big pat on the back, because, from my perspective, those guys especially. And look, I want to pay tribute to a girl yesterday from Columbus. She plays for Columbus. She's taken on umpiring, Amy. She came out yesterday, and I went over to help her out. It's a gutsy move to do what she did, and I hope she sticks with it, and I'll make sure I work very closely with her over the coming 12 months to make sure she gets all the help she can.
Bill?
Crows moving back into forward 50, taken out there, kicked out by Chris, I'm sorry, that's actually there's no 22 for the Dragons here, but it goes up once again. Dragons looking to move it out, and indeed they do, and it actually goes off the chest of Donald Lee, and he's got it now, and he handballs it off, and they kick it ahead, and
so explain the situation here, Doug Drinkwater. Dougie, we saw the umpire there waving with his hand like in a knock-on kind of fashion. What did you see?
Okay, what's happened there? There was an umpire in control and he was caught out of position. The out-of-zone umpire, as we refer to it, in that case was Canoe, he's paid for a throw. That was a throw indication. So he's done a good job, and this is where the encouragement is working as a team.
Bill?
Nice mark there, number 24 for the Crows. Once again, we don't have a 24, but nonetheless, we'll give him credit, whoever you are. That was a nice mark, and he's just going to handball it off, and one of his teammates is going to boom it into 50 now. See the targets line up. We've got a pack forming, big flies, and it winds up getting knocked out. Kick toward the goals, and the Breeze is going to keep it out, and it's going to be marked right in front, though. And for that, it'll be Michael Linehan for the Austin Crows, and he's going to have a shot for goal. And once again, they're backing up the man on the mark. A little bit of a discussion there. I want to make sure they don't give away another penalty here like we were just talking about. But he's going to take it right now. Linehan with a shot. He's at an angle. Then he ran over them.
All right, Dougie, over to you.
Yeah.
Obviously, the player's hands wide.
Got some action.
So go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, look, it's one of those things. The players come in, misunderstood the situation, obviously, and encroached in a protected area. It's a 5-metre protected area. The player hadn't left the line of the kick, so hence why the penalty's been paid, and they better be careful. And yeah, better be careful here. There's more guys entering the. It's one of those things that
is.
Ball goes up, goes back to ground, and they pile up on it, and the umpire will take it and toss it up for grabs once again. And the Rucks will get in their places and get ready to go. And and gets tossed up, knocked out by Lee, tries to hit it out to advantage, and LA is on the move now. Dragons on the run, and just punched over. Nice little knock on there. He's got it, and now he gets it to the boot. He's got a target going wide, and did he hold the mark? No, he didn't apparently. Play on calls the umpire, and they take it now. Here come the Crows up the far wing from Austin. And it goes back to the Dragons now. LA's got it, and they take it along the far wing, and they're just going to try and boom it in. That's headed toward the goals. Where's it going to wind up? It's going to skip, it's going to roll, and that's going to be another point. Another behind for the Dragons, and right now it is 4 behinds 4, plays 3 straight 18 as we take another look at the Black Chrome scoreboard. And Crows taking their kick out of their back goal square, and they move it up the ground now, coming up the corner, looking for a target, and almost intercept marked by LA. He tries to handball it out now, and winning the race there. The Crows, he's just trying to soccer it, see if it'll sit for him, and it's picked up, tried to be picked up actually by LA, but the Crows just trying to soccer it further ahead, just going off the deck right now, and it goes out to the far boundary, and it'll go over the far boundary. It'll be a throw-in.
Now, there's a piece of merchandise, a high-class piece of merchandise. It's up for auction with the Umpiring Association. We've got an auction with an umpiring top that I believe was signed by the umpires who officiated the grand final this year back in Melbourne.
That's correct. What we've tried to do is assist the association in raising funds. So it's not just a game day jersey, which has been signed by the AFL Grand Final umpires this year, but there's a couple of hoodies, a couple of other polos, similar to the one I'm wearing right now, which are not for sale. You can't get them. These are genuine Australian AFL stuff. So they were donated, and you can go to the link, and you can. I think the auction ends about 6 o'clock tonight.
USAFLUA.org for some genuine umpiring merchandise here halftime at the football, including a game day top signed by the officiating umpires on the day at the MCG of the grand final that has just gone. That's the first half gone, Bill, I believe, and a man who's a big believer in the US footy and is in fact extending the pathway in umpiring and extending the pathway in friendship to many a person that he comes into contact with. A real good bloke, Doug Drinkwater. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks, mate.
Afternoon, mate. Thanks, mate.
President's AFL Nationals, including, for the first time, an Australian division. Imagine kicking off your end-of-season footy trip in this amazing US city, with your club playing in the biggest football tournament in the world.
Black Chrome Sportswear designs and manufactures custom sportswear. Got 10 years experience, and we've got a US base in Oklahoma. Who better to trust than an Aussie company for your AFL gear? Get your customized men's and ladies AFL uniforms, outerwear and training gear. Black Chrome. Black Chrome and recovery. Warm of sportswear at blackchromeusa.com. Join us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Australian rules football? In the U.S.? That's right. The United States Australian Football League is in a city near you. Go to usafl.com, find your team, check them out. We're a group full of men and women just like you. Join us for the fun athletic competition. Stay for the camaraderie.
We are the champions!
Log on and sign up to join your team at usafl.com.
Black Chrome Sportswear designs and manufactures custom sportswear with authority and reliability. We're Australian. We've got 10 years experience and we've got a US base in Oklahoma. Who better to trust than an Aussie company for your AFL gear? Get your customized men's and ladies' AFL uniforms, outerwear and training gear from Black Chrome. Black Chrome's custom compression can enhance performance and recovery, reduce lactic acid and accelerate your warm-up. Black Chrome is trusted by a number of AFL leagues, including the USAFL, as their official supplier. Try out our Design Your Black Chrome's full range USA.com. Join us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Oh, yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a bona fide professional footballer, a current professional footballer in Australia, a man from the US, the second, I believe, man to have made the AFL back home. Mason Cox from the Collingwood Football Club, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It is.
It is on.
It is.
Thanks for having me, buddy. I appreciate it.
Where did it start for you, Mason?
Say it again?
Where did it start for you, the dream?
Well, I played basketball at Oklahoma State, and then a guy hit me up and asked me if I'd go to a combine in Los Angeles that's held by the USAFL. And yeah, I went out there, and it was just kind of a vacation where just had to do some running and jumping, kind of sprint drills and whatever, and got some teams interested, and asked to fly me out to Australia.
Forward? Was that your preferred position?
At first it was probably rock, so most clubs looking at rock being 6'11".
Yep.
And then well, I was decently fast too, so given the fact that Collingwood's got pretty good depth in the rock position with Brody Grundy and Jared Witts,
yep.
I kind of look forward to see more opportunity of playing there. So.
And of course this year too, I think you polled a Brownlow medal vote back home, didn't you? So the first US player to poll a Brownlow, that's like an MVP vote if you will. I think you polled one, so you were third best on the ground that day.
Yeah, apparently. I was in Kakadu and came back, my agent sent me a message, said congratulations on the Brownlow, and I had no idea I got it, so yeah. Just kind of random, but no, it's good to be kind of, I guess, rewarded and get a bit of accolades for it.
And basketball's always been the crossover. I guess there's I think Pendlebury, one of the guys that played at Collingwood, he was a fantastic basketballer of the AIS, I believe. I heard that he might have, it was got down to him as well.
Yeah, he makes sure everyone knows that he's a good basketball player. But he's played against people like Delhi and all that kind of stuff. And Matthew Dellavedova comes back. He's a huge Collingwood fan and says hi to all the boys every once in a while. And yeah, it's Paddy Miller taking after the little brother, I guess.
And Austin Crows, you're backing them for the big dance. They'll go up against, well, LA Dragons might have something to say about that, but they're looking good at the moment, Austin. Austin Golden Gate, going to be a humdinger? You going to be around?
Oh, yeah, I'll be around. Definitely here.
And what's it like with the big brother, well, the little brother, between the two of you? Do you talk football much? What used to happen in the backyard between you two?
We both played soccer a lot more growing up. Both quite competitive people, and I just like to pick up random sports. Played pretty much every sport growing up, and I kind of went down the soccer.
All right, well, it's always watching on its way. Tell us a bit of power behind that. It'll fade to the left-hand side and through for a minor score. You kicked a few goals this year yourself.
Yeah, I've kicked, I think, 17 goals in 11 games. So, yeah, pretty good effort, I guess, for a guy who's never really played before. So, yeah.
Excellent. Very hard to match up on. Do you find that opposition sides have struggled to match you with height down on the forward line?
But you get used to it and just got to play a bit more physical and try to get your space to get out on the full. But yeah, I don't know. It's a different matchup every single week, and it's a different opportunity to kind of learn from each player who's been playing their whole life. So every single week, it's kind of funny to have a chat to the guys, real supportive over there, which is kind of cool. And yeah, just kind of interested in the whole story, I guess.
Excellent, mate. Well, we'll let you mingle in with the Austin Crows, and as you say, it's deep in the Central Conference. A lot to have you come back here.
We've got a ton of games out here today, plus grand finals for Division 1, 2, and 3. You'll be able to watch those as part of the streaming package. Women's games are on live too. And right now the Crows have it once again, and he is just running through, takes a kick toward the goals, looking, and it's touched on the way, and it looks like it's going to skip behind, and it's going to be a minor score. It was touched. Still adds another point to the Crows total. Once again, we're behind 4.
That was Benjamin May. May he become MVP. 4
Cometh the
p.m.
moment,
That's
cometh the
one.
May.
Cometh the man. Will it be Connell, fullback? They'll be stealing votes of each other. LA Dragons, well, they need to win this. They'll need Denver to beat Quebec, and they'll need the calculator, but it's all Austin at the moment. In their forward line, left half forward flank, listed as Tawny. Tawny now out. Is that still Ben Carpenter? Downtown, doesn't connect. Good saving mark and defence from the... And they will set it up deep in defence. On towards the full forward pocket, but it rumbles and tumbles like tumbleweed into the longer grass beside the little stick there, Bill Roberts.
And once again, checking the Black Chrome scoreboard right now. Let's see, it's out of bounds. That was actually out of bounds, so that was not a scoring shot. So still 4-2-26 for the Crows, and 4 behinds for LA, and the kick, the boundary throw-in comes out actually. Goes through a bunch of players, winds up in Crow hands. It's just going to take a kick. It is heading for the sticks. Will it stay straight? It looks to be that way, and nope, just a, see one finger there, so just a single point. So that point I just crossed out, I can write back in. 4-3-27 now on the Black Chrome scoreboard, according as opposed to LA's 4 behinds 4. And once again, LA set to take. I'm sorry, it would be LA taking the kick out of the back goal square, and he just lets one fly, looking for Donald Lee. Lee, oh, almost had it, just dropped the mark at the last second, but he's able to pick it back up. His handball attempt is smothered though, and they're just on the Austin. And it kicks back 50, looking for there, and it's marked by the Dragons, and they'll just take it, and now they do a running bounce, and they're coming out with it. He's got some lane, and kicking up and looking for his target, bounces off him, and goes out of bounds. It'll be another boundary throw-in on the far wing.
Austin once again. Noosman missed the mark. No, 2 grabs as a whistle on the play. Illegal contact against the LA Dragons. LA Dragons here not quite about keeping your feet, but sometimes you run out of space and time. Double team down there was that LA Dragon. They do converge for a boundary throw-in right in front of the streamers in the slipstream. USAFL.com. Get online. No doubt there'll be many a replay package. The package now, the ball is in the center of the ground. 16 flashing through like lightning as Lopez went through there like he was. They think about the football and they start to speed. They send it down off to the full forward position. Cox! 2 grabs, 1 for tomorrow and 1 for today, and with Cox, I believe, last time around, power load, the power forwards put on another one. They move to 33 to the Austin Crows. They'll be scooting through, boot scooting through to the big dance against Golden Gate a bit later on in the day. Play the LA Dragons, who are 4 points. Bill Roberts of Stateside Football.
And once again, they're bringing the ball back up to center. They will get ready, everyone, once again. Here we go. And keep in mind, too, that Grilla mentioned the website's usafl.com, and you can watch this game. You can also watch, if you're watching this game, we're actually streaming the women's games, too. So if you're interested, you can check those out as well. As Lee hits it out of the ruck. Wanted to get it to advantage, but it's picked up by the Crows instead. Linehan kicks it out on the far wing now. And once again, here comes Austin. 46, that's Bradley Tahini. And let's see here. Goes past everyone, goes to ground. Crows pick it up though. And kicking in now, that's going to go well across the face of goal. Question is, did it land or did it go out the boundary line, which means it'll be a boundary throw-in, not a free kick. Black Chrome scoreboard right now, it is the Austin Crows 5.
They rise. Here comes a Donald Lee. He wins that down from Noosman, but Noosman goes back in and after it, puts it to the boot and says, what about someone down there on the forward line? The ball is looking for someone to love. LA jump on it through the front door and Brand Pro, the number 33, and that was Bronson Bartel. I'll tell you, it's going to the air again as we got to stand still up here, Bill. Ben Carpenter through the pack. Attacky hits the deck. Nooseman. What a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. There is Nooseman. Richard Mann is in the house. Austin, numbers are around the right foot. Kick on line by the number 17 there for Austin is Allen. It's wide. Another chance to defend by LA. LA out to some freeway on the outer side. They connect. Program to receive. Do they have a receiver and a believer at the back of the pack? They have. Feigns a dummy. Trickeration. And will he do it a second time? Yes, he does. Underground handball, though. Good pressure by Austin. Drew the bound. Again up here. 39 plays 4. Take it away.
And once again, they are going after it pretty much after that boundary throw and just a big pile up on the ground. Umpire says, okay, I'm coming in. I'll take this one. So it'll be a ball up on the far wing. In the second half of action as things start to wind down in this particular match. Kicked ahead once again by the Crows, and it won't quite sit for him as it bounces. But LA's got it now, just trying to make a move, turn it back into attack. Make this another rebound 50. Goes down and ends up going to ground. Crows pick it up, they handball it off, and once again Austin has it. They kick it back in toward their forwards, and question is boundary throw in or is it a free kick? Did it go out on the full? No, I believe they're just grabbing it for a throw.
12 o'clock Denver versus Quebec. Clouds start to circle in. That number 24 once again. I still think that's Cox, you know. He's got it down there. Here he comes. The deed was done pretty cheaply. It ain't cheap because it's 6 points. It was Coxie indeed. And indeed, Austin, like I said, looking for their third Divisional 1 championship coming up this afternoon against Golden Gate. Going to be a humdinger. They move on to 7 goals, 3 Austin. LA 4 points.
Football, obviously, through the USAFL website, United States Australian rules, actually United States Australian Football League, USAFL.com. And it's actually, if you're out here and you want to give someone a link by the Crows, and once again they're on the move with it, and a big kick going toward the goals. The wind will pull it a little bit, and it'll be tapped. So that makes it 46.
Is just a matter of time now, ticking down. Don't forget the Masters and Legends match and the Revolution, the US Revolution. Your esteemed coach has called for a team photo right before the Masters and Legends. You got to congregate here in front of the soap box. Out of the box and into the side street at the moment. They connect on the outer side. The number 19 for LA, and that is Unterlachina. You might have a bit of tongue roll on that. They roll forth, moved ahead, keeping possession. 19, well, got a beat on it, but stolen. Bling bling, money in the chains by the 22 there in Bar. Bar didn't quite boom it. Half distance kick in the forward line. Heard a whistle on the play. Now called to play on. Number 3 you can see on a collision course. Taps it back to Nooseman. Nooseman, another one who was dominated. Call him Mr. Dominator. Call him Mr. Raw Nooseman. The wild man in the middle of the ground. The ruckman. There's Ben Carpenter. Normally he is doubled. That's not Ben. In fact, that's a number 20. Now LA, they try a different side of the ground. The situation is at right half-back flank. And I'm so lonely I could die. Out there and he begins it and goes forward. Forward there towards the wing, couldn't quite connect with number 22. Fist of fury by the Austin Crows. In from all angles. That's better LA. The Dragons, still a bit of fire left in these fire-breathing Dragons. They kick towards the centre of the ground. Number 40 you can see there was Silvio. Silvio. But escaping through the pack, skedaddling and skanking through the pack is the 16 there for Austin. Lightning speed was Lopez. Lopez had legs, he knew how to use it. Coming in like that as a quick as the cat in the jungle is number 12 for Austin, being a Crow in fact, and that is Pezzanari. So this is where the depth of the Austin Crows is showing, with new players coming into this field off their roster. They travel with travelling parties of 45 or in excess, even in their B-side. So a lot of depth of the Austin, and we're seeing it with new names and new faces.
Probably your favorite in excess B-side.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent, Bill. Very quick on the wit. Quick draw. Won't be a quick draw out of fullback. We'll leave you a stateside foot, and that could do it to himself. That's the first time we've seen that, I think, in this tournament on Division 1. That you can do. LA, what will they do? No one at the back for them. Ball still alive, at the bottom of the pack. Sometimes it's like playing with matches in a trailer load of gasoline, but Austin were able to get it on out. No whistle on the plate. Letting it flow, letting it blossom, letting it grow. Oh, skanking through the pack. Burning a little black rubber when the red light changed, seemingly no light full. But the green light through to the dance, as we know. And the dance starts at the Division 1 final, will be at 4 p.m. Masters and Legends at 1, Division 3 final at 2, Division 2 final at 3, Division 1 at 4. Don't go anywhere. Grab a Coopers, grab a 4 and 20 pie. Grab the one you love, sit tight, hang on and hold on. Because come the finals, it's going to be wilder than any 8-second ride. We'll ride with Bill Roberts from Stateside Football.
And once again, they're on the near wing right now. Kick goes ahead and looking for, and a sliding mark onto the ball. Wouldn't really sit for them. Blasted through the corner, and the mark is taken, and they're just going to try and move the ball. And he is actually, I thought the mark was taken, but he actually got tackled and held up. So it'll be a Crows free kick. Or will it? No, actually it's going to be tossed up. Toss up here, they called it just tied up, as he did take the mark, but then play on and get grabbed. And oh, he is hauled down on one of the Crows there, number 17, that's Casey Allen. He got hauled down after selling a little bit of candy, and the ball goes back through the center square, and with it, once again, the Crows trying to pick it up right there is number 34, who we actually don't have here. But here comes LA. LA on the move right now. They might have numbers if they can get the ball. He just blasted, looking for a target on the side, and oh, looked like he almost got hit kind of high, but he's got it. He actually didn't have it, but Crows have it now, and it's going to be balled up. Probably the furthest forward that the Dragons have been. Everybody, we have a whistle, and it's a free kick, and it's going to be given to LA Dragons for a while, just outside the 50-meter arc. And he takes his run up, just looking to blast it right toward the goals. Here it comes, it's going in, and it goes. Looks like it went across the face, and indeed it's a behind. So another minor score for the LA Dragons. And the score is now 7-5-47 on the Black Chrome scoreboard. And everyone's shaking hands, the whistle is gone, and we are at full time. And once again, Austin victorious today, 4-5-47 to 0-5-5 for LA. And, you know, it's going to shape up to be a really good contest if it winds up being these two teams we've just seen here, both Austin and also Golden Gate.
That it will. The LA boys, though, played their part in this fine contest. They are true bona fide Division 1 contenders. LA had a very, very good season. I think they might have went maybe something like 12-2 on the season, or close to that if my memory serves me right. That's regular. And of course, they'll take back this experience. Thank you very much, sir, for the next list. And the list will be for the Denver Bulldogs and the Quebec Saints. And yours truly will be in commentary with a couple of likely lads there in the curtain. And his good mate, his brother, Chris Whitman. Between them, they have 7 AFL premierships, or VFL AFL premierships, with the Hawthorn Football Club. Dermott played in 5. I think he kicked something like 464 goals in his 211 football game career. Most of those, or the majority of those, he played with the Hawthorn Football Club, 180 odd. He was a fairest and best in 1985. He was an All-Australian player in 1985. So he is a player of a generation. Bona fide superstar. He is actually on Foxtel's football productions back home. I believe he's still on SEN 1116 back home. I stand corrected on that. And he's been a voice on AFL's PlayStation or their video games since about 2002. And he's got his good brother, and he is a real brother, like a blood brother. There's no slouch himself when he comes to football. Chris Whitman had 2 AFL Grand Finals under his belt too. Kicked 33 goals one year in a Grand Final year, and a real good bloke. Great to have him on board too. That's 7 AFL Grand Finals between them. Going to be right here right now in the match between Denver and the Quebec Saints. Thanks very much to Brian Roberts from Stateside Football. We'll be seeing you this afternoon, Brian. You probably hook that other one back up for us. Have a break, go and lubricate those vocal cords with a Cooper's red or green, and we'll catch you very soon, mate.
Black Chrome Sportswear designs and manufactures customs with a focus on quality and reliability. We're Australian, we've got 10 years experience, and we've got a US than an Aussie company for your AFL gear. AFL uniforms, outerwear and training gear from Black Chrome. Black Chrome's custom compression can enhance performance and recovery, reduce lactic acid and accelerate your warm-up. Black Chrome is trusted by a number of AFL leagues, including the USAFL, as their official supplier. Try out our Design Your Own tool and see Black Chrome's full range of sportswear at blackchromeusa.com. Join us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.